Okay, we are setting up here. Looks like we are live. Okay, there we go. We are live. Okay, excellent, excellent. It's taking a moment to get all set up here as we set up a simulcast. There we go. Okay, we are now live simulcast on both the Martial Arts History Museum's YouTube channel, and over here we are set up live on the Martial Arts History Museum Facebook page. So not too bad, not too bad. Yep, we are live in both areas. I'm just putting this here so I can read them. There we go. Now I can see everybody's comments. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Michael Matsuda. I'm president and founder of the museum. We put a little light in here. Okay, let's put a little light here. Okay, let's see. There's a little, not too much light. Okay, there we go. A little backlight. How's that? There we go. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, greetings, everybody. Welcome to the Martial Arts History Museum. My name is Michael Matsuda. I'm president and founder of the museum. Thank you all for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. We try to do these live broadcasts every couple of days just to keep you up to date on what's happening, what's new at the museum. Things change all the time. Maybe not so much in the COVID area because of all this COVID is, but things are slowly changing. And it's nice to bring you up to date and also to let you know we are still here. Okay. Martial arts schools are closing up all over the place. And we do our hardest. We do everything we can to make sure this museum stays alive. Troy Ransom is watching. Thank you very much. Says, good afternoon, everybody. Have a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Yes, it is Sunday. And a wonderful week. Robert, how you doing, Robert? Robert says hi all the way from far across the ocean. Thank you, Robert, for watching. And John Walters. Thank you, John. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching as well. As I tell everybody, if you are watching me on Facebook, wonderful. Thank you so much. It's so cool to do this. Now, if you don't mind, if you can go over to the Martial Arts History Museum's YouTube channel and watch me live from there, that'll be even better. Why? Because the YouTube counts the minutes of everybody watching, not Facebook, but the YouTube counts the minutes, and then they help us get monetized by the minutes. So if you can watch it on the YouTube, that'll be really fantastic. Okay, very cool. Thank you so much. America Sabi-sama said he's 1 minute away. America Sabi-sama is stopping over, a star of iCarly and many shows, and just a beautiful man. He's going to be coming over today and to help us out. We got some, we made a Hawaiian tiki, a talking animatronic tiki, or as Walt Disney used to say, radio animatronics. The word radio stuff was really back in the 1950s. That was really big in 1960s. The word radio and everything. Remember those old wagons? They used to call them the radio flyer. Because radio is really big. But now, it's all different. But anyway, we are finished our animatronic of our tiki guy, and so he's going to be talking and everything. So I got the script all ready for America Sabi-Samas to do the voiceover, so that we can have a little more animatronic here at the museum. As an old Disney guy, I used to work at Walt Disney Productions many moons ago, back in the 70s. And even though I didn't work there a long time, look at some customers coming. Maybe there's Americus. Americus is here. And anyway, I got that flavor of Disney. I wanted to always do the fun Disney stuff, and I admire Walt Disney, who he was, and I thought it was always nice to have a little stuff like that here. So that's why you see the designs, like I designed our characters. Here's a character. Hold on, guys. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so like my character, see, I designed this character, and my other characters, see, right there. America Sabi-Samas is here, very live. And I designed these to look like, the Disney Mickey Mouse kind of style. Because, I really enjoyed that. And then I wanted to have some animatronics here at the museum, so that way the kids can really enjoy, a little movement and all that. It makes a big difference. I remember when I was young, my brother and I, we had to go to our grandmother's house. And our grandmother's house, my parents had us late. And when they were much older. So my grandparents were really old, back then. And my parents were old when they had us. And we used to go there, and it was just boring galore. But the only exciting thing she had was a fake deer in the backyard. So my brother and I, we get in the house, and the first thing we do is we run out to the backyard and watch the fake deer. It didn't move. It just sat there. It was just a decoration, but it was the most exciting thing at my grandmother's house. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to have some fun little animatronics here at the museum for people to enjoy. So I have this much background in animatronics, but it's better to have this much than nothing. So I was able to carve most of the stuff, and then my other friends have just been so wonderful. My brother-in-law, Paul Wee, and Bill Weber, and many people to help us carve out different things for the museum. So he made a little tiki for us, and I'm going to carve another couple little tikis, and then we're going to do the voice to it. And then we got a little sensor, so when you walk by, it'll go on. So anyway, we got the animatronics made. I got a script for you, Americus. So that's going to be pretty fun. And we're going to have Americus do the voice for it. And then we're going to start putting it up. Hopefully next week, I'll start working on that. I just got some new styrofoam in, and I'm going to do the carvings on some little tikis that's going to go around it for decoration. And so that's going to take me about a week or two. But I'm going to put the animatronic up already so you guys coming over can enjoy it. Brian, thank you for watching. Brian, watching Sincum, right? Sincum, happy Sunday. Thank you for watching, Brian, very much. We appreciate it. So in the door is Americus Abisamis. There he is right there, Americus, a star of the great show, Icarly, Miranda Cosgrove, Nathan, all those guys from the Icarly. They are the best. They all have museum caps, so I hope one day they will wear it and send me a picture of them wearing it. But, they got so many people sending them texts and pictures they'll probably never get to buy. But anyway, it was nice. I was on the show once, but I was just a little background. But Americus is a big star on that. So he was very cool on that. You got to see iCarly coming out. So anyway, Sean Poon says, hello, finished watching the martial arts location. How did you like that? That was pretty good. We just released a video on YouTube, and it's called Martial Arts and Action Film Locations. And Art Camacho and Mario Prado and I went in 2017. I think it was in 2018. We went out and we started shooting different places of martial arts, and we actually shot a lot more, We shot in front of the Cobra Kai place, and we shot in front of other places as well. So we're going to bring you a little bit more than that. But we went over to different places, especially in Chinatown, and to show you some of the filming locations and some of the historic places like the Kim Sing Theater. If Doug Wong knows this, Sifu Doug, if you're watching this, Sifu James Liu, you guys were there years ago, 1960, late 60s, early 70s, all the Kung Fu movies were released in Chinese only at the Kim Sing Theater, the Pagoda, and the Sang Li, but mainly at the Kim Sing. So Doug was there, I was there, everybody was there. We didn't all see each other because the place is packed, it's dark, and they overfilled it. There were people sitting on the floor, all in the front, so we had no idea who was there. The seats were so rickety. Some of them were broken, but you sat in it because there was nothing else to sit. And we were all there watching Kung Fu movies almost every week. So hardly bumped into each other, but it was always nice to know that everybody was there. So I shot some video in front of the Kim Sing Theater. I shot video in front of where Ark Wai Wong performed in front of the Hop Sing Tong. That was pretty cool. I apologize for the audio on that. We had two things set up. We had a lavalier set up on me and a camera audio. And lo and behold, I'm not going to say the details, but they didn't record all the audio from the lavalier. So what can I do? What can I do? I did some little voiceover and all that. So anyway. Oh, Sean Poon says, J-Town shot Showdown in Little Tokyo. Oh, I love to go to J-Town. Yes, we're going to be shooting a lot more places that martial arts movies have been shot. I actually had my tournament years ago, the same place that had the Karate Kid tournament, same place. So I'm going to go in there and do a little shooting there. and they're just some fun little locations that people can enjoy. So there was a lot of fun putting out that video, and I hope you guys really had a great time watching it. Coming up in a few hours, we're going to be launching Firebor's Jacques biography. I just completed it like 10 minutes ago. I got to review it a little bit, and I'm going to make that available for everybody to enjoy, hopefully this afternoon, and maybe in about 3 hours, and that'll be ready. And it came out really good. The biography videos came out really nice, and it's going to be a fun treat for everybody. In regard to the YouTube, we have only about 1,000 viewing hours left. That's pretty good. You know, it takes 4,000 viewing hours to get monetized, and we are almost at 3,000. We're just on the very edge of 3,000, but we're picking up around 50 viewing hours a day. So if we get more people watching, you know, we're going to get that hump over in less than 4 weeks. We can make it. We can make it. I know we can make it. So especially today, right now, again, if you guys are watching on Facebook Live, if you don't mind going over to the Martial Arts History Museum's YouTube channel and watching me there, I'm live there as well. And that way we get the minutes and time on YouTube, and that accounts for our monetization. So if you don't mind doing that, that'll be fantastic. Yesterday, we had some great people here from all over, people we've known a long time, people from Comic-Con, and all those people were crowded here in the museum yesterday. We were packed with people, and that was really fun. McKeek, thank you for watching. McKeek says, seafood. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for watching. I think that's my old friend, Chris McKee. I'm not sure. Chris McKee was with the Three Stooges, so very cool. And Robert says, we'll crack it in 2 weeks. There you go, Robert. There you go. That's a positive thinking, you know. I'm a positive thinking guy. You know, to me, the glass, even if it's half, it's positive. Even if we got this much, I said, hey, we got this much liquid in the glass. Let's move it. We can do it. You know, so I'm not a negative. What do they call it? Optimist and pessimist, right? Right? America? Pessimist, yeah. Optimist, something like that. So I'm not a pessimist. Optimist, you know, if we can breathe, we can move forward. You know, as Les Brown said, if you can fall down, fall on your back so you can look up and get up. So, you know, if you fall down, guys, we're going to do everything we can to get up. Okay. So America says he's watching. Thank you, America. It's very kind of you. So anyway, what were we talking about? I forgot. Location. That's right. So location. So anyway, we're looking at we're going to do more videos and get different locations and release Firebor's or Jacques video later today, and then get more people. And the more people we get watching, the greater it is to get monetized. So again, I thank you, everybody, from the bottom of my heart for helping me out and helping the museum out during this time period. You know, COVID has done a real great damage to everybody, including the museum. But we're going to pull through this. We're going to pull through this, and then we're all going to be here for a long time. So again, when I'm long gone, the museum is going to still be here. So, but we got to get over this big, horrific time period, and I know we can get through it together. Okay, so what else is coming up? Gosh, not too much news. We had some good news in regard to the grant we've been working on. Thankfully, there are some movement. COVID kind of put everything back. We were hoping for this large grant, and everything put everything back, but it looks like it's having some movement now. So that's a big yay for us. So very cool. Oh, Danielo from Brazil watching again. Thank you for watching. Danielo Henriquez, thank you very much. And so anyway, we are moving a little forward, got some good news here and there. So we'll see what happens. We just had our water heater broke, so we just had to get that repaired. And our air conditioner, sadly, just broke yesterday. So I know, you know. So these things come when you have a place. That's just how it is, you know. We are thrilled to report, though, that in our Facebook campaign, I don't stop talking, do I? I have no breath in there. Americas. Anyway, I want to say in our Facebook campaign, and our total big campaign for raising funds, our goal was 25,000. That was our goal. You know, it's a nice goal. We have reached about 22,000 of it. So how cool is that? So yay. Thank you, everybody, for reaching that high amount, 22,000. That's fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for contributing and being part of the museum. That's what we need to get us through this time period. Who knows how long we're going to be shut down. I know they're recently reopening stuff, right, Americas? They just opened gyms. I heard gyms were starting to open. Outdoor gyms are starting to open, and outdoor eating, and a few other places, hair salons and things like that have just opened up. So that's good news. That's good news. So let's pray and hope that more great things happen and everything can open up and get back to normal. Okay, there are a few questions over here. And let's see, you could do a virtual museum tour, $5 a shot for those who may never get there. Excellent idea, Robert. We did try it and nobody paid. We tried it. I think we tried it twice and couldn't get anything. Couldn't get anything. Yeah, I know. Couldn't get anybody signed up. You know, the internet, that's how it is. Sometimes a hit and miss. You know, if we were a sci-fi place, that'd be different. But, you know, this is us. What else? Another question. That would rack up hours. Yes, for a tour. Yes, for a tour of the location. We'd have to do it free. We'd have to do it free. And then I need somebody had to follow me around with a camera, I guess. We can do that. It takes 45 minutes for an actual tour of the museum. As a matter of fact, I do have a video of the entire museum of a tour. It's about 45 minutes long. I'll probably release that later. I'm not sure how to release it. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out how to release it later. But I do have one already, a personal tour through the museum. So maybe we'll release that later on. You know, I want people to come. You know what I mean? I want people to come and enjoy the place, not just watch it on here. But, you know, who knows how long we're going to be here. Anyway, Sensei Emmett has a question. It says, good evening. How are you? Excellent. Nearly there. Let's get to the 25,000, everyone. Yes, yes. We can make 25,000. I know we can. I know we can. As far as reaching our goal for the fundraising, I know we can. You know, I know how hard it is. Believe me, I know how hard it is out there. And we are suffering as well. So we hope people will come on board. Okay, let's see another question here. Try a Q&A with a few big names like Cynthia, William Ford, Michelle Mano, etc. and charge. Thank you, Sensei Emmett. Very kind of you. Sensei Emmett is talking about doing a live broadcast with a few people, Michelle Mano, Chris Ford, and Cynthia Rothrock, and charge people for it. We tried that. We tried that several times, and we couldn't get anybody to buy. Couldn't get anybody to buy. So we had to do free ones and still couldn't hardly get anybody on there. I know it's a good way to try it, but these things don't always work, you know. It's just how it is. John Walter says it's really sad that those virtual tours don't work. I know in some areas they work, but in the martial arts area, it just doesn't work. We've tried them. It's not like we didn't try, but we do try. We try a lot of stuff. Oh, John says Elvis uniform, giant RQI Wong picture, all of it. Yeah, I know. You know, the virtual tours are great, but you know, we tried with to do it with Dragonfest, and we're going to try it. If we do it, we'll talk about Dragonfest in 2 seconds. Do a live broadcast, and that's why I really want to try it. But it's hard to do the virtual stuff and have people pay. You know, we just don't get a lot of that. We just haven't had any success doing it so far. We've tried it many times. We had a live telethon here. Americas was part of that live telethon, and we had it for 2 years. And one time we did it the entire weekend. We didn't sleep. and we hardly got any money from anybody calling on the phone or on PayPal. The money we made was people coming in the door and watching us do our broadcast of all the events. And that's where we got 99% of the funds. I think we only got maybe $50 from a virtual live broadcast. So we really didn't get anything. But we tried it twice. And, you know, it was great. It was a lot of fun. But boy, was that a lot of work. and stayed up in the middle light was pretty hard. Okay, there's another question. Sean has a question. Is there a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu section at the museum? Sean, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is from Jiu-Jitsu, Japanese art. Keep that in mind. The foundation's always a Japanese art. The museum is limited on our size. So what we have on here on display, we try to put the most historic pieces based on space as well that we had at the museum. But when we expand, we can do a lot more. We can do a lot more sections. We can do a lot more stuff. But for right now, we are limited on space. So we just focus on the other countries and primarily, again, this has always been an Asian museum. It's always been that from the starting. But we're happy to have other stuff that martial arts has touched as well, from other countries. We have no problem in having that in the museum, but the focus has always been, it's been an Asian museum. So just keep that in mind. But when we expand, we can do wrestling, we can do some boxing, we can do capoeira, we can do silat, we can do many different things when we are able to expand. So a big incentive for everybody to help continue to push the museum. John says, I'll send more money. Where can I send? Believe me. Okay, John, that's a great question. Thank you, everybody, for that. If you go to the website, mamuseum.com, there is a donation section. If you pull it down, you can make a donation right there. Or check on the bottom of the screen. It should have the address of the museum. So you can send a check to the Martial Arts History Museum or make a payment on PayPal right there online on a fixed amount or any amount you choose. So that'll be on there. So on donations on mamuseum.com. Thank you for asking, John. That's very kind of you. And again, thank you everybody for making donations. We get donations every couple of days, so it's always very nice people to support the museum. Okay, more questions. Let's see. If we don't reach a total, we'll do another one later on. Thank you. If we don't reach a total of the Facebook getting 25,000, yes, we'll do other campaigns. We're always doing campaigns all the time. We're going to be restarting the signed magazine one coming up, the auction. Because of COVID, we had to stop it because we couldn't go out and get their signatures. But now things are easing up a little bit. So now we can get a few signatures. I just got Graciela Casillas' signature just the other day. I have it right here behind me on a couple magazines and a few others. So we're going to get some signatures. So we're going to restart the auctioning of magazines that have been signed by the artists very soon. So thank you for mentioning that, you guys. Let's see another question. As your site grows, it will work. Next payday, I will send some dollars. Thank you, Robert. Very kind of you. We are doing our best to attract people to the museum's page and Facebook and all that. With Cynthia Rothrock and I, we do a little company together, and we started with 0 subscribers on her YouTube channel with one video. That's all she had. And within a couple of years, she's about 30,000 subscribers to her YouTube channel. So congratulations to Cynthia. Cynthia donates 50% of everything she brings in. She donates to the museum. So that's very kind of Cynthia to do that. I'm going to be seeing Cynthia in about 2 weeks. She's having we're going to hang out. We always hang out together. She's a lot of fun. And then when Disneyland opens up, we'll head over there and say hello to Mickey and the crew. Okay, more questions. Let's see. See if you can get Daniel Santos. We have been trying forever to get Daniel Santos. I just saw Daniel Santos right before the COVID hit. I went over to his place on, it was February last year before they did all the restrictions. And I said, I got to visit Guru Daniel Santos. I haven't seen him in over 30 years. So I went over there and sure enough, there he was. He didn't remember me. That was 30 years ago when I did my first. He was the first person I ever did an interview with for Inside Kung Fu magazine, and that was the cover article. And that's the last time I saw him. And so I went there and I saw him again, as gracious as he always is. and we had a great time together. Kathy Long was there as well. So we just had a blast together. It was always nice to see Danny Santos. But getting him here is another thing. You know, Dan doesn't travel much, and they are very, how you say, they don't like to do interviews and stuff. So it's going to be hard to do it. We have been trying. We have been trying to do a day for Danny Santos for 10 years, and we still can't get him. So, you know, some people just don't like to do that. And, you know, that's just the way it is. We can't force them to do it. Let's see, more questions. Let's see. Bless Cynthia. Love that lady. Yeah, Cynthia is very genuine. Knowing Cynthia, I have been honored to know her since 83, I think it is. And to watch her compete, you know, being this old fart like me, you're able to see these guys compete back in the heyday. And to see Cynthia when she first started out there, she was a blast. And she's just as good as she was today as she was back in the early 80s. So just a fantastic girl, just a good friend, and a good partner in business. I can't say enough great things about Cynthia. So, and she's got tons of movies. So there you go. She's doing fabulous. So always hats off to Cynthia. And, you know, right now she's going through a hard time, you know, with passing of her mother, but she, you know, we're all got to get through it. It's going to happen to all of us, you know, and enough to say about that. I just won't go on to about that. But anyway, let's say we have Jose watching. Thank you for watching. Very soon will you be having very soon having telephones again. That was fun. Oh, the telethon. Yeah, the telethon was a lot of fun. Jose mentioned about the telethon we had. Again, we had 2 telethons. They were a lot of fun, but boy, was it a lot of work. Oh my God, especially when we did the ones we didn't sleep at all. You know, that was terrible. Everybody else got to sleep, but I didn't get to sleep. I was up like 4 in the morning to a broadcast, and people were writing, "Stay up, Michael, you can do it." So we barely made it. You know, years ago, I used to do these readathons and telethons. I used to coordinate. I know I used to, before we even did the museum, years ago, back in the 80s, I used to be the coordinator for the San Fernando Valley Health Fair, the director of that, and I was the director of another convention, and then I was the director of all night things like that. And I did that with a bunch of groups doing all night long stuff. And I had to stay up all night because I had to direct it. So I did all those fun things back then. And I just brought everything I did back then to here, to the museum. So it's been a lot of fun doing it. It was a success in the 70s. And now it's a success in the 20s, whatever they call it now. And it's a lot of fun to do it. We still got a lot of great stuff to do. You know, we even had in our museum, when we were in Santa Clarita, we had a sleepover. It was all, we had a big school come, martial arts school, and the museum was big enough to have about maybe 100 kids there. So we had a sleepover. One side was the girls, one side was the boys. These were all kids. And we had a big sleepover there, and it was a lot of fun. And we had a big projector screen that was huge, and we had the games, the Xbox and all that, so you got to play Xbox live on the big screen, and it was just a huge event. It was a lot of fun. We had pizza, we had everything, and it was just a blast. So we had a great time. So when we get the bigger place, we plan to do that as well. It was fun. Everybody had sleeping bags and slept all over. It was a blast. It was a blast. The counselors, us, we had to stay awake though, you know, but it was a great time. We had food brought in, you know, it was a lot of fun. Okay, another question here, Jose, but that's the 3-day one or the 2-day one? Not sure what you're meaning by that. The telethon was a 2-day one, right? 2-day. And then both of them were 2 days, but one was, we didn't sleep at all on one of them. We won't make that mistake again. Sean Foon has a question. Is there a martial arts GoFundMe page? Yes and no. We have tried GoFundMe many times. And for some reason, for the martial arts community or anybody involved with us or likes us, they never went to the GoFundMe. No matter how much I pushed it, Nobody ever went to it. I think we got $100 maybe on the GoFundMe, so we stopped doing that, and then we put it on Facebook. And Facebook has been wonderful for the museum with Facebook birthdays and Facebook giving. That has been our best tool. So that's why we were now using only Facebook. GoFundMe, I think we still have one on there. I'm not sure. Because we never raised $1 more than like 100 or 200, and that took a long time. And I think we canceled it. So I don't think it. We've gotten paid from it anyway a long time ago. That was been a couple of years, but we haven't done anything on GoFundMe in years. It just hadn't worked for us. Just didn't work for us. We try everything possible. We really do, and we give it enough room. We give it enough time to see if it works, and if it doesn't work, we stop doing it. We tried to do the listing of schools. It didn't really work. We tried it for a long time. It didn't work on there. Nobody wanted to pay to get their school listed. And we used to have an online magazine with the company I had, marshallinfo.com, and all that stuff. So, we do our best to try a bunch of stuff and see if they work. And if they don't work, we just stop doing it. Oh, Jose says, that's when I first met you at the Santa Clarita. Thank you, Jose. Thank you for being there at the Santa Clarita one. We had the museum. Thank you for bringing that up. I appreciate that. We had the museum. Our first opening was at Santa Clarita, the Newhall area. Why did we open in Newhall? Because the mayor at the time and the congressman at the time really wanted us to have it there in the city. And they said they were going to support us, in the place. So they had taken me there. They had shown me locations, says, look, we're going to build 3 museums right here, and yours is going to be one of them. And how exciting was that? Before that, I've been trying to get it through the city of Los Angeles, working with all the councilmen, working with Villaraigosa, working with Alarcon, working with, Garcetti when he wasn't a mayor, was a councilman, working with all those people. We never got anywhere. And then so that's why the city of Santa Clarita opened their arms and said they were going to help us out. So we leased a place first, and in hopes of the new place being built. But when the new mayorship took over, they said, we're not building any museums. And they left us high and dry and never returned our phone call ever again. And that's when we said, okay, fine, our lease is up in a few months, and we are leaving Santa Clarita, period. And that's what we did. So I have no good words to say about the city council in Santa Clarita. That's all I can say. Let's see, another question over here. Maybe you should get a tour bus to promote the museum. We getting a bus. The Japanese American Museum gets a grant to bus in people from schools. They bus in people from the schools, and they all come because they get this grant. We don't know enough people, and we are not big enough to get the grant. We have been trying to get that grant, and they don't know us, and we've been trying for years. We've been trying for 20 years. I can honestly say that. And they know the Japanese Museum. It's a big place. They can bus in a lot of kids, and we can't. So they give all the money to the Japanese American Museum and to the Natural History Museum. Natural History Museum, here's the difference. The Natural History Museum brings in from 10 to 12,000 people a day on a good day. And most of them are in the buses from the school. So they do really well, and they get a grant for all that. We have been trying to get those grants, and they just don't give them out to us at all. Sean Foon says, is the museum open now? The museum store is open to the public, so you can drop on by and come and see the museum store. We are open Thursday through Sunday, 11 to 6. So the museum store is open. The stores can be open here in the city of Burbank, so that's very nice. Okay, let's see a few more questions. Yeah, so in regard to a tour bus, we don't have a driver to pick up anybody. We don't have the money to lease a bus or someone insurance for the bus. So we just don't have enough, and I don't know where we pick them up from. So again, we just don't have we're not a big enough place to have kids come through here. We try to have kids come through here, but for a big school, we just not, we're not equipped to do that. And especially now COVID, they can't do anything now. So nobody can do a tour. Another question. Robert says, any radio coverage going on? We have been on a lot of radio and a lot of TV. And I want to bring something up real quick before I answer that. For everyone, I want to say a big thank you to Warner Brothers, a Warner Brothers studio right here down the street. They just released Batman Shadow of the Warrior, it's called, or what is it called? Something. Shadow of the Dragon. Shadow of the Dragon. Warner Brothers just released that animation, right? It's a cartoon. And attached to that is a nice documentary. And who are they featuring? Yay! Us here at the Martial Arts History Museum. We are featured throughout the whole documentary. They took a tour here at the museum. They shot the museum, and they interviewed me about Batman and all that cool stuff. And I was told yesterday by Kempo Joe that he says they featured you guys galore on there. So it came out fabulous. So I want to say many, many thanks to Warner Brothers, the people at Warner Brothers, just beautiful, beautiful people. Alan Horn was with Warner Brothers, now with Disney. He's been a supporter of the museum for a long time, who was part of that in the past. But I want to say all to the crew, Alex and all those guys. Great crew. I don't remember everybody's name right now, but great crew. I'll thank them online for doing this wonderful thing to promote the Martial Arts History Museum. So thank you very much for doing that. And also thank you to Al Ray Network. We have been featured on Al Ray many times, for a promo of the Camacho experiment and all that. And so I want to say thank you. And then also to Channel 5 News. They have been putting our commercial on there throughout the year, little spots here and there without any charge. And that's been a lot of fun. So we have been very blessed. We have been also on KFI Radio. They had an entire show dedicated to the Martial Arts History Museum. I was so sick when we did the show. I could barely talk. I said, bring me more tea. Bring me more tea. And so I was there for like several hours on KFI Radio live. And that was a lot of fun to do. So we have been on part of that. And also Channel 4 called me up, NBC, right? NBC. What's her name? Colleen Williams. A while back gave me a call. She says, Michael, I need to do something on the museum. Can you get here in 20 minutes? And I said, Colleen, I'm there. I ran over there. They threw me in makeup, put me live on the air for 20 minutes on the news talking about the museum. So we have been getting a lot of great coverage for the museum on the radio in different spots all over. We have also put a lot of funds into commercials. Now, we tried this. Again, we try a lot of stuff. And we paid for a 20-second commercial or 30-second commercial, and we put it on A&E, History Channel, Auction Kings, Nickelodeon. We had a lot on Nickelodeon. And we had the commercials run for about maybe 4 or 5 months. It was expensive. It was not cheap. Okay, but we got a discount because we are a nonprofit. So we had the commercials run on there. In total of all the commercials, we had prime time too. Of all the commercials, we got 6 people. That's it. 6 people from all the commercials. So we stopped running them after that. It was just too expensive to put on there. It was just too expensive. That's all we got, because we asked everybody where they found out about the museum, and the most they found out is through Facebook or the internet. That has been our greatest tool, and that's why we're trying to do stuff on YouTube and Facebook more than anything else. Because again, we tried TV and we spent the money. We spent the money on prime places, and it just wasn't worth it. Just wasn't worth putting on. But we did try. Okay, more questions. Let's see. Whitney. Hey, Whitney. Thank you for watching. Robert Redfeather is watching over there on Facebook. You guys on Facebook, if you don't mind, if you can come over right now to the Martial Arts History Museum's YouTube channel and watch me live. I'm broadcast on both. If you watch me on YouTube, I get the points on there, the minutes. So broadcasting minutes will accumulate if you watch me on Facebook. So if you could do that, I mean on YouTube. So if you could switch over to YouTube right now and watch me, that'd be great. Whitney has a question. A great idea about the theater. Which idea? Which idea? Help me out, Americas. The son, she says, great idea about the theater. I'm not sure what she means about the theater. I'm not sure what you mean about the theater, but
advertising in the theaters, but that's no one's in this.
Oh yeah, advertising in the theaters. I have thought of that. That was on my mind. You know, that was on my mind. Advertising in the theater. I actually looked into it, and I was going to do it, and then COVID hit. Yeah. Now it's like, who's going to go to the theater after COVID? You know, nobody's going to go. So it was a great idea. I really thought about it. We tried to look for different resources where to advertise and do stuff. And so far, everything we tried has not been great except Facebook. Facebook has been the key to getting more people to come to our site or visit and all that than anything else has been Facebook. So that has been the primary thing. And now YouTube is bringing in people. So yeah, I wish the other venues, we tried magazine ads. You know, we even had a nice ad in the Auto Club magazine. An ad in an Auto Club magazine is from $100,000 to $1 million in the magazine. They gave us a little ad for free. Wasn't that cool? They came to the museum. They said, we like your place. We're going to give you a little write-up in there. And sure enough, they gave us a nice write-up with a picture of the museum and everything. And that was really cool of them. But advertising is over $100,000, about $1 million to advertise in Westways magazine for the Auto Club. And they came here and they said, you're not going to take an ad in this magazine. It's $1 million for this ad, but we're going to help you out. And that's very nice of them to help us out. That's very cool. Okay, let's see another question. Robert, in the UK, we have tourist information centers. Do you have them there? It's a place where a visitor will browse through leaflets of places to go. Are you in any of those places or types of places? Excellent question, Robert. You know, over here in the United States, we have the same thing. At different visitor centers, there's leaflets that you can put for different places to go. We had prepared for that. We had made brochures just like that, and we took them to all the hotels in the area, and we put them on their desk, put a bunch of them and all that, and then we had it in one small area. You have to pay to have them put in, and it's not real expensive, but it's expensive enough. You know, you have to pay to have them put in. You have to have them printed, you know, and have them, all of you, your costs. This is all your costs, and then they will put them in the slots on there. But it isn't cheap. You know, it's a little bit more than we can handle at the museum. Later on, I would love to have that on there. But you have to buy sections like Southern California you have to buy, or airports you have to buy. Oh, yes, I take it. We had it at the Burbank airport right here. We had subscribed to that one. And we had it, wasn't that much to have it in one place. I think it was a couple $100 for the month. And we had it there at the Burbank airport. So we did have the leaflets there. We didn't get anything in the couple months that we were there. We didn't get anybody. In all the brochures that we put into the hotels, we got 2 people from the thousands of brochures that we left at all the hotels. And they had it there in the front desk, and we got 2 people from that. And that was it. So again, we try everything possible. But when we get bigger funds and we get a lot of money for advertising, yes, we'll definitely go to more of those places and the hotels and the leaflets, and we'll have them put it in there. So definitely we will do that. But for right now, it's just too costly. Doesn't bring in enough people right now. Daniel Lago, thank you for coming. Peter Daniel Lago says, cheers, Michael. I love your energy. Keep up the hustle. Thank you, Peter. Peter was just here yesterday beautiful man. He donated to the museum, bought a cap. I hope you like our new museum's cap. It's coming out very soon. And that was very cool of you. So very nice. Robert says, are you on TripAdvisor? I don't think we're on TripAdvisor, right? I think it costs to get on all those. Yeah, we are on Yelp as well, but we really don't get any traffic. We paid for on Yelp to be on there for quite some time, and we just never got anybody from there. We got a lot of people looking and watching. You know, it was on there, but we never got anybody at the museum through Yelp or any of the other ones. We paid for other ones in the past to get the museum out there. It just never got anybody here. Sean Foon says, how about offer admission free? You're funny, Sean. No, we actually do have free admission. What's that?
You're listed in there.
Oh, nice. We're listed in TripAdvisor.
29.
Oh, that's pretty good. We are listed already in TripAdvisor. Thank you for mentioning. Sean says, how about offer free admission? We do offer free admission. Yes, we do. On the first Thursday of every month from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, we are free to the public. It's been this way for the last 10 years. We put it out there. Why did we do it? Because we are listed when they show free museums to visit. They list the Martial Arts History Museum in there. I have copied the Japanese American Museum, who does the same thing. And by the way, they're great people there. And so I said, okay, I'm just going to mirror what they do. And so I offer 3 hours once a month, and so do they. So we've had people come in and utilize that. So yes, we have. We've had people come in, not a lot. You're talking maybe 10 people a month, maybe, to do that. But we do offer free admissions on the first Thursday of the month, or 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock. If we offered free admission to everybody, we never make a dime. We'd never make a dime because people just don't buy hats and all that. We have had many events here, and America Sabi-Samas can be testimony to that. Many events that we had free. We had book signings that were all free. We had special events, craft fairs, all that painting stuff were all free. And people came in, but nobody bought hats or caps or anything. So, you know, but we did it for the artists. We did it for the artists. We had it free. But if we offered it free, we just wouldn't exist. We just wouldn't exist. It'd be nice to offer it free, maybe in the near future. But remember, these places that do offer free admittance, they get a grant for all that. You know, they're big enough to get a grant. We are not. We're not big enough. We don't know the people to get the grant. They get the grant. So it's not really free admittance. They're getting paid for it through the grant. And that's how they're making the money. And that's how they can offer free admittance. We just don't get that. We just don't know the people. We just don't, you know, we're not big enough to get, again, not big enough to get the grant. Robert says, what's the normal admission? $10 for adults and $5 for kids. If you come in groups of kids, let's say you want to bring in 20 kids on here, we only charge the kids $3 a piece. That's always been this rule all the time, because if you bring a large group, you know, we don't do that for 10 people, like 20 people, a large group, we only charge the kids $3. We provide free admission to our senior citizens groups that come. And we have a lot of senior citizens groups. We really do. There's from the Japanese Center and different centers, and we do not charge them for admission at all. And they come in a bus of like 20 people, and on a regular basis, and we do not charge the senior center whatsoever. We think that's a good part to give back to our seniors, which I think we should all give back to our seniors greatly. They're the ones that paved the way for us, and so we do not charge for the senior citizen groups. They have to be part of the group. They can't be just someone coming in. It's got to be part of the group from the senior center or something like that. Oh, okay, Sean says, last question. How about an Instagram star to wear the museum's hat in their pose? Believe me, Sean, I have been trying to get a big star to do something for the museum. And here we are 21 years, and I still can't get them to do it. I know. Cynthia does stuff, and Don does stuff, and they're so kind to do that. And Mark Dacascos does stuff, and Mark's getting big out there, which is I'm very happy for them. But we can't get the big, the big guys out there. The who's big out there? Burt Reynolds still big?
For Instagram people?
Oh, I didn't even know. Yeah.
It's David Dobrik or Karina Koff or let's see, Logan Paul.
Yeah. Sean, we're going to give it a shot. We're going to give it another shot. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll get him on there to wear it. You never know. You never know. Which I want to say about YouTube as well. One of the guys I know on YouTube wears a shirt, and they pay him $5,000 to wear that shirt. Isn't that outrageous? Let's see. Sean has a question. Donnie N. We've been trying to get a hold of Donnie for years. Before he got in Star Wars, before he got anything else, we've never got a return call back. Never got a return. Ryan says, get The Rock. Believe me, guys, we have been trying for years to get Chuck Norris, to get Jackie Chan, to get you name it, everybody, and Jet Li, everybody. Nobody has responded back. Nobody has responded back. No matter what we write, what we send, and we did a lot of that, and we can't get anything back. We met many of them in person. Chuck Norris in person, Quentin Tarantino in person, many people in person, and just can't get them to do anything. We have tried our best, but what can you do? What can you do? Let's see, another question. Robert says, I will have to pull some strings. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that very much. It's always, I talk about Billy Blanks with great affection. I met Billy maybe twice. I don't know him. I met him twice. And a great Taibo stuff. It's all fantastic. Now, Billy was doing Taibo in his garage with nobody back in the day. Nobody knew about it. He invented this new system of working out. It was fantastic. But there he was in his garage teaching it till one of his students was a big star and had money. And he says, let me get you. And we're going to put that on TV as an infomercial. And that was it. The guy came in, helped him out, and that was it. His career was made. So you never know. Sometimes somebody will be out there to help you out, and we truly appreciate that when they do. We're hoping to be one of those they help out soon, but so far we're not. But one day, hopefully, that'll help us out as well. It's just like on, I watch this great show, Mrs. Maisel, right? The wonderful, outrageous, whatever, marvelous Mrs. Maisel. And there's a fantastic scene on there. It is of what is his name? The singer. What is his name? Shai Baldwin. Shai Baldwin is a singer. It was on it's a TV show, and he was a singer, very famous singer. And he calls up Mrs. Maisel, and he says, "I love your comedian stuff." And he says, "Why isn't this woman a star?" And then he says, I have the capacity to help her out. And that's what he did. He took her on tour and made her a big name. So we are hoping these guys who have big names out there, who are, like Gina Carano, and many people are out there, will say, hey, let me help out the museum. Let me bring some attention to them. We're hoping that these guys will help us along in that way. And that'll have a big effect on us. But until then, it's up to you and me, and it's been up to you and me for the last 21 years, and let's just keep going forward as if it's going to be you and me for a while. And if we get these other guys on to help us out, great. But if not, it's just going to be you and me, all of us, you and all of us, and we just got to keep pushing forward to make this continue and be here for many generations. Okay, another question here. Ryan says, maybe some replacement in the next season of Cobra Kai. I know I met Ron Thomas at the last Dragonfest, so he might be willing to help. Excellent question, Ryan. Cobra Kai is the new show out there. And thankfully, we got a couple people who are a little bit connected with that. That was actually on my agenda, to reach out to one of those guys and see if they can talk to them on our behalf. You know, I know Tamlin was in the last one of the last episodes, but you know, they're worried about getting on there rather than promoting us. You know, what can I say? But I'll talk to somebody. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe they'll do something at the museum. Who knows? But that's a good idea, Ryan. I know one or two guys that are connected with that. Maybe they can do something. I don't know, but it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. Thank you, Ryan, for bringing that up. I'll do my best. Let's see. Other questions coming up. A lot of great questions today. Fantastic. Let's see. Cobra Kai is an awesome show indeed. Okay, it would be amazing. You could do a Comic-Con style martial arts convention there. Thank you, Robert, for mentioning that. Robert says it would be amazing if you could do a Comic-Con style martial arts convention. Funny you should ask. We do an actual convention. It's called Dragonfest. Yes, Dragonfest. Dragonfest is our Comic-Con style convention that we do here at the Martial Arts History Museum, founded by Jiro Ukamura, the beautiful man, wonderful man, the man of weapons.
The legend of man of many weapons.
The legend, the man of many weapons. That's right, America's Abisamas. Jiro Ukamura, beautiful man, started Dragonfest many moons ago. And we were part of Dragonfest. Matter of fact, my friend and I used to do the website for Dragonfest back in the early days. Yeah, I had a booth there at Dragonfest. I think the last 5 years there, and it was a convention where we brought in, like Comic-Con, a lot of people enjoying it. And then after 9 years, Jiro Nakamura stopped doing it. And then 10 years later, everybody says to me, Michael, you should pick that up. You should restart Dragonfest. You know, we enjoyed it. And I said, I don't know. And they kept, Michael, you got to do it. And I said, okay. So I gave in. I said, we'll do it. We'll do it here at the museum. So as I started to arrange it, after about 10 phone calls, I said, we're not going to fit everybody here at the museum. Let's rent a place. And sure enough, we rented a place, restarted Dragonfest, and everybody who was at the old Dragonfest came back again, and we restarted Dragonfest. So we've been doing Dragonfest for about 6 years now, and it has been growing and growing and growing. And we are planning to do it again this year, August 21st, to have Dragonfest. And with everybody there, we've had Cobra Kai, the guys there, the original, and Big Trouble in Little China. Matter of fact, it's Big Trouble in Little China's 35th anniversary this year. So our plan is to get the reunion there. We're going to throw out feelers to the agents of, John Carpenter, Caruso. We doubt they'll be there, but you never know. And so we're going to try to do a big celebration for Big Trouble in Little China, 35th anniversary at this Dragonfest. So that's going to be pretty fun. So yes, Robert, we do a convention here. It's called Dragonfest. If you go to dragonfest.com, that's our information. I have not updated that yet, just on the dates and times. That's updated, but the rest of the stuff, I haven't updated it yet, okay? But that's dragonfest.com. I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's see. Sean Foon says, how about the Bruce Lee Foundation? We have been reaching out to them many times. They had a booth at Dragonfest one year, and we have been reaching out to them. We have not got any reply back. So hopefully they will. That would be nice. I would love to work with Shannon and the Bruce Lee Foundation. I cannot say enough great things of what Bruce Lee did for the world, but I would love to hook up with them, and it will be nice, but I can't push myself on everybody if they don't return my calls or emails. So it's up to them. You know what I mean? It's up to them. But I'd love to work with them. That'd be fantastic. How exciting would that be? You know, have a whole Bruce Lee theme at Dragonfest one year. That'd be pretty exciting. So I'd like to do that. Ryan Steele says, I wish I could stay longer. I'll see if I can think of more ideas. God bless and good luck. Let us know if we can do some footwork. Thank you, Ryan. That's very kind of you. Everybody, I want to say thank you to so many people that reach out for us, to other people. That's very kind of you. We don't know everybody, but you guys might know somebody, that will help us out, and that'll be fantastic. Fantastic. Robert says, I wish I lived there. I would never be out of the place. Yeah, before as I close, guys, oh, how many days is Dragonfest over? Dragonfest is only 1 day. We usually had Dragonfest for 2 days, but because of the COVID, this whole thing, we usually get funding from the city to help us pay for Dragonfest. Matter of fact, that does pay for the place and insurance and everything else. But because nobody went to the hotels this last year, and that's where they collect their money, okay, there's no money for a grant for us. So I already talked to them. They are not giving anybody a grant this year. So we are starting off from zero, no money at all, our own money, getting the place and everything. So that's why we're only going to do it for 1 day. We usually do it 2 days, but we can only do it 1 day because we're not getting the grant this year. They're just not giving it out this year. That'd be nice, but they're not. So anyway, and then who knows what's going to happen if, the shots and all that stuff like that, if they're still going to have it. The guys from Comic-Con were here yesterday, and they said they didn't have Comic-Con this last year, and they're probably not going to have Comic-Con this year as well, because it takes a lot of planning and all that. And they don't know if they can get the place. They don't know. Everything's up in the air, and you got to plan for that way ahead of time. So as far as they told me yesterday, they're not having Comic-Con again this year. So same thing with the Dragonfest. We're penciled in on the 21st, but who knows? So August the 21st, that's where we're going right now. So that's where we're at. Okay, as I go, I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for supporting the Martial Arts History Museum. Don't forget to go out and get the Blu-ray if you can. Batman, Soul of the Dragon. Thank you again to Warner Brothers for doing that. That's so kind of you. Please, we're going to release Fireboards Jacques' biography later this evening. So I hope you guys will enjoy that and watch that. We again have 1,000 viewing hours left to get monetized. We're picking up 50 viewing hours a day. So thank you all for watching, continually watching it over and over. Believe me, it shows. Thank you all, Robert, everybody. Thank you for watching it over and over. Americas, everybody. It really helps us a lot, and it's really piling up the hours. So thank you so much. Excuse me. We are getting ready to launch our expert class. That's almost prepared. It's not going to be launched till probably mid-February because I'm working on this other stuff, but I'm getting the website all designed and getting ready to go. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So expert class with a lot of great people doing Keith Vitale, Stephen Hayes, Cynthia Rothrock, many, many people. Graciela Casillas just did something for us the other day for it. And many people are going to be on there. Michelle Mano, Robert Redfeather. Many people are going to be on there. America Sabi-Samas. Many people are going to show you techniques and neat stuff on there. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So that's going to be pretty good. The museum's expert class. And we'll let you know where the link is and where to find that. And that's going to be coming out toward the mid or end of February. So we'll go to that. Oh, someone has the last question. Thank you for your time, Michael. Always a pleasure to tune in. God bless you. Stay safe. P.S. The museum will thrive again. Thank you very much, Robert. Always very kind. Again, as I close, thank you very much, everybody. It's been a blast. It's a lot of fun to do these things. I can't believe we've been talking an hour. I can't believe it. I remember I had to do some seminar, and they gave me 2 hours on stage. And they said, can you fill it? And I said, is that all you need, 2 hours? So I could go on for 4. So anyway, I miss doing those stage productions. I used to do a stage thing every 3 months on a stage somewhere promoting the museum. That was a lot of fun to do. I even did it before Congress. I guess what it's called, in the House of Representatives or something in Sacramento. And they have all those people from, who knows, I think they're the House, whatever it's called. And I did that for them. And it's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing talking about the museum. It's a passion of mine. I love it. I enjoy it. And I'm happy to keep our history alive through the museum. So that's it, everybody. You take care. And we'll talk later on. Okay. Thank you for tuning in. My honor.